Are you afraid of the dark? Should we be afraid of the dark? As children, we might have been afraid of those dark spaces where shadows played tricks on our mind. It left us feeling vulnerable. As someone who is deaf, I was afraid of the dark for a long time. The idea of not being able to see and not hear petrified me, but I wasn't alone. Growing up, we are told not to go down dark alleys, not to intrude into unfamiliar places. Is this just the fear of the unknown? I hope to take you on a journey full of intrigue and unresolved questions. You won't be alone. My name is Georgie, and today I'm delighted to talk to you about an art installation called The Dark Pool by Canadian artists Cardiff and George Miller. Cardiff and Miller have collaborated over the years to create multimedia and multi-sensory experiences, placing the viewers centre stage in their artworks. I will aim to describe what is ahead. You need to think beyond the words and images. We have a decision to make. Do we enter this room? There's no one there to guide us. There's a simple door built into the gallery wall. Let's open it. It creaks and closes loudly as we enter. We are now in a room that is a book lover's dream, or perhaps a place for scientific investigations. Have you noticed the illuminated tableaus of former activity? Here, the laws of science are broken. The past can be resurrected. It forms the image of an archive or film frozen in time. The room is patiently awaiting our involvement. Our presence is important. This room holds the memories that we have forgotten. Is it abandoned? I'm not sure. Can you hear sounds like water running in banning pipes? Quiet. Someone is whispering. Are we brave enough to interact? As we lean towards a book, dust shimmers in the light. It smells damp, as if the rain has just fallen on a forest floor. Let's take a deep breath and imbibe the scent of our surroundings. I can tell you which items have been loved and forgotten. This room reminds me of snippets of my childhood. You getting flashbacks? There are sounds of someone typing, a loud tap, a slow, rhythmic beat, a machine that is old yet so beautiful. This is not our story, but those who lived before us. As well as recalling our own forgotten memories, we listen to those that no longer walk amongst us. There is an old 3D viewfinder. If we look through, we can see two people, a young man and a woman. The room is waking up, sounds coming from all directions. The noise of footsteps which once sounded distant are now closer. There is a paper cup attached to string. Hello, hello! A voice calls urgently. It is the voice of a man. What is he looking for? Let's look at these two old gramophone trumpets placed to face each other. Leaning in, we pick up a conversation between a man and a woman. They are having a heated discussion. The voices around the room speak to us as if they know us. They speak to us because they want to be remembered. Shadows dance across the room, bouncing off the objects nearby. At times they are so welcoming. At times they are so threatening. We are alone. Can you hear? There is nothing there, just a few shadows. But there was something there yesterday. I don't see anything. There are. In front of the table, and they're waltzing around the room, her head on his shoulder, and you can tell by the way he's holding her that he loves her. That's a nice story. I'm sorry, I don't see it. I can't hear you. Are you still there? Let's leave the room for now. Hold on to the experience. Janet Cardiff and George Bear Miller achieve an enduring experience after seeing their work by attacking multiple senses at once. Their immersive installations seem to take delight in mysterious settings and ambiguous narratives. Opening a door into an unexpected room, we think we must have strayed across the artist's studio or come across scientist research. Stories unfold as we wander through a cluttered room. We were the ones triggering snippets of sound as we went through. Are we exploring a physical space that spans time, or are we being invited into the workings of the artist's brains? I have a love for both visual art and theatre. Bertolt Brecht was a drama practitioner who worked to break the fourth wall. Brecht asked his actors to come out of character and address the audience directly. The audience suddenly became an important and integral part of the art piece. In a similar way, Cardiff and Miller encouraged their audience to take risks in the space around them, to explore and investigate. The Dark Pool was Cardiff and Miller's first major collaboration. Their work can be separated into three groups: the site-specific walks, which lead viewers around a gallery or places outdoors; cinema-based pieces that play with confusion between auditory experience and the actual space; room installations that transform parts of the gallery space into unique environments, and this is where the Dark Pool falls. If we view Cardiff as the driving force behind the sounds in the installations, then we need to acknowledge the technical feats achieved by Miller. He uses advanced technology while still celebrating the outdated machines that seem to have their own presence. The Dark Pool, 1995, is one of 7 installations created for the exhibition The House of Books Has No Windows. This was commissioned by Modern Art Oxford and the Fruit Market Gallery, Edinburgh, in 2008. One of the most notorious pieces from this exhibition was The Killing Machine, based on the story In the Penal Colonies by Frank Kafka. It's a stark, brash, dripping, and unsettling piece. I have imagined being involved in the Dark Pool and being able to interact with the sounds, voices, and objects. Being an active participant is important to me. At the Edinburgh Fringe last summer, I visited a show called The Smile of Your Face by the Belgian company On Trend Go Ed. This was an immersive adventure. I was strapped to a wheelchair, hands bound, blindfolded, and taken through a challenging range of sensory and emotional experiences. I was questioned about personal things. Had I ever been in love? What would freedom look like? It is strange how you can be deprived of most of the senses and mobility, but still be able to place your trust in strangers. The blindfold had somehow enabled me to release pretenses. Returning to the Dark Pool. In the room, our movements triggered sensors that activated discrete technology, so the sounds and conversations we heard took on the context of the surroundings. I believe Cardiff and Miller asked us to work with the immediate surroundings and the imaginative labyrinth within us. There is a sense of anticipation and discovery. The room is haunted with an invisible presence. The experience was investigative and personal. Our participation gave us a responsibility towards the work. Have you been wondering about the title, The Dark Pool? Cardiff and Miller share an interest in science fiction. The story is based on scientific and urban legends around a dark, shiny pool of water. The audience receive a part of the plot. There is no middle, beginning, or end. We discovered that a scientific couple had been studying the secrets of this magical pool. Do you remember we saw that image in the 3D viewfinder? We had them talking and were invited to see them dancing in the shadows. Installation art is different to other art forms because of the relationship it forms between the spectator and the work itself. Think back to the experiences we shared. Now that you know a little more about how Cardiff and Miller's work, would you explore this differently? I would argue that it's not about reaching a conclusion, but being able to continue with the questioning. Some of the most powerful art occupies a space within us, encouraging us to question ourselves and look at how we interpret situations. To find our place in the world, we need to develop more trust in our surroundings and within ourselves. We need to be ready for the unexpected, and this might reside in the dark. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Georgie. Thank you very much. I noticed the dark pool is 1995. Okay, that's a few years before you were born. Have you had the opportunity to see this installation? Because installations are only up for a while. That's my first question.
No, I haven't. But I've been to, like I was talking about the smile of your face, it's very similar to how I love how they interact the audience into the piece. And that was similar to Smile of Your Face because it was just a very bizarre experience. It left you questioning it after the performance itself. And like I saw the Smile of Your Face last summer, and it's still coming up every day, and it makes me question myself about personal things in my own life. And it affected me so much, and this is why this affected me as well, because I could relate to it.
Thank you. I don't need to ask the second question. Thank you very much.